Dear Bungie, we love you, maybe too much. Enough to clock in thousands of hours across 2 games, memorize lore deeper than our real-life responsibilities, and willingly suffer through bugs, balance shifts, and every version of this is the final grind. But love isn't blind. It's patient, passionate, and sometimes brutally honest. Welcome to Insightful Gaming. Today, we're doing something a little different. This isn't a build guide or a raid breakdown. It's a community-crafted message to the studio that's given us our favorite universe to lose ourselves in. A heartfelt love letter, stitched together from over 100 voices across Discord, YouTube, and socials, reflecting the raw pulse of players after Edge of Fate. If you're watching this, Bungie, we're not here to tear down. We're here because we care. We want to see this game thrive. So please, take this with the love and firepower we know you'll appreciate. And to everyone watching, like, subscribe, and hit the chapters if you want to jump straight to a specific section. Join the Insightful Gaming Discord to share your own feedback or squad up, and if you want to represent a clan that actually gives a damn, check out the links below. Narrative and art feedback. Let's start with the praise, because when Bungie tells a story, it lands. From the haunting tones of Kepler's soundtrack to Deborah Wilson's commanding performance as Ikora, Edge of Fate is a cinematic triumph. The reveal of the Nine, the introduction of Lodi, and the evolving mystery around the Sieve all had players hooked. This is Destiny's narrative engine firing on all cylinders. Multiple players even called it the best story since Forsaken, and for a studio known for space magic and skyboxes, that's saying something. But even in greatness, there were gaps. Many players questioned the absence of Crow, Zavala, and other key Vanguard faces in what felt like a galaxy-defining moment. While Ikora's arc was powerful, the lack of ensemble presence diminished the stakes. A few also pointed out that, visually, Kepler feels unfinished. Beautiful, but empty. No patrols, no public events, no lost sectors. And that hulking warship on the beach? We see it, we land next to it, but we never go inside. That's a missed opportunity for immersion and for mystery. We're also seeing friction between high-quality storytelling and player agency. As good as the cutscenes are, several veterans noted that the content in between, the puzzles, the campaign structure, felt more like padding than pacing. Matterspark and Mattermorph started strong, but overstayed their welcome, making some missions feel gimmicky rather than gripping. Still, overall, the community agrees. Bungie still knows how to write a story. But a few more boots on the ground, both narratively and literally, would have helped Edge of Fate reach its full potential. Gameplay systems and armor feedback. This is where the love starts to sound like tough love. Let's talk about the new armor system. Nearly every veteran we heard from used the same words: confusing, restrictive, and demoralizing. Replacing resilience with a flat health stat feels like a design misstep. Players aren't just tankier now, they're squishier. And worse, the system offers no damage resistance for high-end PvE. It strips away build flexibility and replaces it with stat locks that don't support the playstyles Guardians have spent years perfecting. Set bonuses were meant to be a fresh evolution. Instead, they've become a trap. Players are being funneled into a handful of gear mods with minimal flexibility, where either/or decisions between health or weapon output feel like false choices in high damage environments. Ghost mod targeting is reportedly broken, and even tier 4 and 5 gear, once you finally grind to it, often fails to roll with meaningful synergy. The change from sandbox to spreadsheet is hurting build crafting. Players like Winterbite plus Hoarfrost Titans are now stuck because they can't target class and melee stats together. That's a huge blow to creativity. Multiple veterans said outright, "Why make builds if I'll be forced to redo everything again in 3 months?" Worse still, many pointed out that old exotics and legacy armor are now de facto sunset. Not by power caps, but because they lack access to tiered bonuses or are outright locked from new activities. This isn't just gear retirement, it's invalidation. One Guardian said it best: they should have just called it Destiny 3 and started fresh instead of torching all our progress. There's a shared call here. Rebalance the system. Let players craft their identities again. Not every change needs to reinvent the wheel, but it should at least let us drive. Power delta, difficulty, and rewards. If there's one system that united almost every player in frustration, it's the power delta. Bungie, we need to talk. No matter how high our level gets, we're always 10, 30, or even 50 below enemies in nearly every activity. Mythic difficulty locks us at 50 power permanently, turning encounters into painfully slow sniper duels where enemies sponge bullets and punish any aggressive play. We get it. Challenge matters. But artificial challenge is not fun. One player summed it up perfectly. It's Dark Souls in space, but without the satisfaction. In mythic missions, people are spending 40+ minutes hiding in corners, popping scouts, and praying they don't get one shot. And for what? Unless it's the weekly featured mission, the loot at the end is practically non-existent. This leads to a major identity crisis in Destiny's core loop. Grinding for light no longer feels like progress. It feels like busy work. The seasonal power reset ensures that no matter how far you go, your time investment is zeroed out in the next expansion. One player put it bluntly, "Why grind when I know I'll be powerless again in 3 months?" Rewards are another sticking point. Players love loot. It's why we're here. But the reward structure doesn't reflect our effort anymore. Old raids and dungeons, no incentive, tiered gear, locked behind high power levels and random chance. Solo ops? Only one mission offers a focused gear drop. The Portal? Same content we've run for years, with minimal loot improvements. We're craving investment returns, not just investment. And the Portal system, while navigable once understood, is still underwhelming. It restricts matchmaking, recycles old content, and rarely feels rewarding. One player called it the skeleton of a great system, but unfinished. Another? A hollow shell of engagement farming. In a looter shooter, loot has to matter. And right now, it feels like we're running on a treadmill, getting none of the speed and all of the sweat. Content reuse, accessibility, and player retention. Reused content has always been a tightrope for Destiny. But in Edge of Fate, it feels more like a crutch than a callback. Many players expressed burnout from running legacy strikes, recycled battlegrounds, and outdated missions, all dressed up with new modifiers but lacking true novelty. The Portal, meant to be a dynamic content gateway, is instead seen as a recycled machine, spitting out old activities with new names and little excitement. Kepler, the new destination, was met with a mix of awe and disappointment. Visually stunning, yes, but empty. No patrols, no lost sectors, no spontaneous Guardian interactions. It doesn't feel like a living space, just a beautifully designed zone for story checkpoints. And the fact that it's not even visible on the director map left many confused and disconnected. The lack of matchmaking in new systems like Fireteam Ops, Onslaught, or certain Portal activities also drives a wedge between players. Those without a pre-made fireteam, especially solo players, are left out in the cold, forced to navigate LFG or give up entirely. Several comments highlighted the loss of spontaneity and ease that once defined Destiny's drop-in, drop-out structure. This is a blow to accessibility, and for returning or casual players. The consensus is that Destiny is more punishing than ever. Grinding to 200+ power with limited drops, only to be met with systems that reset your effort every season, is pushing people away. One veteran said, "I used to be a rank 11. Now I feel like I have to start from scratch." Others noted that Destiny has become a second job, especially with stat changes and gear limitations adding extra layers of complexity. The danger here is real. If the grind feels unrewarding and the systems punish time investment, players, especially veterans, will stop showing up. Not out of anger, out of exhaustion. Recommendations for Bungie. So what do we want, Bungie? What does this passionate, battle-hardened, lore-loving community hope you'll hear? It's simple. Refine, don't reinvent. Respect the time we put in. Reward the players who keep showing up. Start with the armor system. Expand flexibility. Let players target the builds they love. Broaden set bonus options. Rework the health stat to include real damage mitigation. And for the love of light, make ghost mod focusing actually work. Next, address the power delta. No one minds challenge, but challenge without reward and punishment without progress breaks the fantasy. Cap our power above or equal to activities if we've earned it. Reward investment instead of resetting it every season. Consider making seasonal power bonuses permanent stat boosts rather than nuked progress. Fix the reward structure. Add incentives for playing old content, tiered gear, weapon focusing, or new cosmetic grinds. Expand gear focus missions in solo ops. Let us get lucky drops from tier 4 gear at lower power levels to feel the spark of surprise again. And please, stop sunsetting every 3 months. Refine the portal. Keep it, but enrich it. Add new content rotations. Bring back directory level clarity. Introduce more matchmaking. And maybe throw in a few new strike-style missions that don't require a PhD in Discord LFG to play. Lastly, bring back the fun. Destiny has always walked the line between space opera and looter joyride. Let us experiment with builds. Don't force us to choose between fun and effectiveness. Tune difficulty toward creativity, not tedium. Give us room to feel powerful again. We're not quitting, Bungie. We're not throwing in the towel. We're here because we love this game. But right now, it feels like the game doesn't love us back. So please, hear us, not just as critics, as your most loyal players. Let's make Destiny what it's always had the potential to be. Not just the best looter shooter out there, but the best community-driven game in history. Thank you for watching, listening, and please share this video with others so it reaches Bungie.